says that all of his shapes in his little box are rectangles because they all have 4 sides. Is he correct? Is he correct? Nick? No, he is not correct. All of those are not rectangles. I could change this by, instead of saying rectangles, what could I say? Maybe. So instead of rectangles, I could change it to make it correct. Brian has, all of his shapes are what, Kylie? I could say that they are, why? Why does it do that? Quadrilaterals. Oh, geez, we're getting all kinds of weird today. Holy moly. But let's say I am trying to find rectangles. Which one of these shapes are a rectangle? Lily? No, which one of these shapes is a rectangle? Here, I'll label them to make it a little easier. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. Alright, so we think shape 1 is a rectangle. Turn in your notes to the attributes of rectangles. First thing on that list is it's a polygon. Is shape 1 a polygon? Yes. Awesome. What's the next attribute of a rectangle? Look in your notebook. Ashlyn? Is shape 1 a quadrilateral? I like it. What's the next attribute that it has to be a rectangle? Hunter? No. What are the attributes of a rectangle? We already did that one. Does shape number 1 have 2 sets of parallel sides? Yes. Show me with your arms. Side and side, top and bottom. Shape number 1 is not diagonal. Okay, arms down. Any other attributes for a rectangle? We talked about one yesterday. Vera? What are the attributes of a rectangle? You should be looking in your notebook. Billy? Has to have square corners. Does shape number 1 have square corners? Yes. I could put a little square in the corner and it would be good. Okay? So is shape number 1 a rectangle? Yes, it follows all the rules. Shape number 1 is a rectangle. Oh, it's being so weird today. What about shape number 2? Shape number 2. Lainey? No. What shape is it? Not a rectangle. So what is it? Not helping. Dorian? Not a square. Nope. Mason, what is shape number 2?
A trapezoid.
This is a trapezoid. I don't know why my board is being so weird today. Not a rectangle. What about shape number 3? Chloe? Not a rectangle. What shape is it? Okay, write your homework down.
I did.
Okay. Look in your notes. Don't just be sitting there looking at me. You need to be looking in your notes if you don't know. Barrett, what shape is number 3? It's a trapezoid. Not a rectangle. What about shape number 4? Billy? rectangle. What is it? It's a what? That's a name for it, not the best name. That's definitely not a square. What's the best name for shape number 4? Mason, do you know?
A trapezoid.
That is not a trapezoid.
Quadrilateral.
You need to look in your notes. Look in your notes. It is a quadrilateral, but that is not its best name. What is its best name? Kylie, you know?
Polygon.
No. Polygon could be lots of different things. William? Best name is a parallelogram. It has 2 sets of parallel sides. It's going to be a parallelogram. Quadrilateral is not wrong. Polygon is not wrong. But that's not the most descriptive. A parallelogram gives us the most information. What about shape number 5? Lily, is shape number 5 a rectangle? No. What is it? Go for it.
Quadrilateral.
The best name for shape number 5 is a quadrilateral. I could call it a polygon, and that would not be wrong. Best name, quadrilateral. What about shape number 6? Is it a rectangle?
No.
Look at your notes. Does it follow all the rules? Because if it follows all the rules, it is that shape. Grayson, does number 6 follow all the rules?
Yes.
Yes, so is shape number 6 also called a rectangle? Yes, it is. That will work. And then, everyone, what is number 7? A rectangle. Okay. All right, if you would please, this is the title of your next blank page. If you could please put it at the top. All right, so let's look at squares. We should be very familiar with what a square is. We've seen them a lot. Basically, since kindergarten, we can identify a square. What are some rules of a square? And think about the attributes that we've labeled so far. Lainey, what's probably going to be an attribute for a square? It does have to have... Oh, man. I don't understand. It is.
Oh my goodness.
Squares have to have 4 square corners. They have to have 4 sides. What's that called when a shape has 4 sides, 4 angles, William?
Quadrilateral.
Quadrilateral. That hint is in the word quad. We learned that a quad, that prefix means 4. What else? Squares have to have other attributes. We've talked about other attributes and other shapes, Gio. There are 2 sets of parallel sides, or 2 pairs. You all right? It is a polygon. Right back to the basis of many, many shapes, a polygon. Now this is the same list that we have for a rectangle, which is why I can call that shape a rectangle. There is one difference between all rectangles and a square. What is the main, kind of obvious difference if I'm looking at a regular rectangle and a square? What you think, Ashlyn?
I have a question.
Okay, give me your thought first.
I think because a square is like not as long.
You're close. Aiden, do you know what it is?
The square has all sides the same length and
All equal sides.
Put an X by
as this. We don't have any rules on side length for a rectangle. A lot of you think a rectangle must be longer on one side than the other. That's not a real rule. A lot of them are, but that's not a rule. Okay? For a square to be called a square, all sides have to be equal length. So if one side is 2 feet long, the other side must also be 2 feet long. And the other side, 2 feet long. And the other side, 2 feet long. Ashley, what's your question?
A quadrilateral, like if it's something else, can it be called like a square or a rectangle?
Yes. Right? That square that's on my board, I could call it a quadrilateral. That would not be wrong. But is it the best name for it? No.
And also, do all quadrilaterals have square corners?
No. Right? Think back to Brian's shapes. And we had this weird triangle thing. That's a quadrilateral. Does it have any square corners? No. Alright, so here are our rules for squares. Lily, what's that?
I realized, so a triangle also has like the same amount on each side too.
Not always. Some triangles can, but not all of them. Dorian, what's that?
I have a question
Go for it.
about shapes.
Sure.
So is it true that if you like put like a whole bunch of shapes together, you can make like another shape?
Sure. Sure, right? When you first learned how to draw a house, most of you learned how to put a square and then a triangle, right? And then you made this new shape, which we don't call a house, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. It is a pentagon. So yes, you can do that.
A pink house.
All right. Move. Excuse me?
Can you make a bunch of shapes together to make like a cone shape?
For the most part, yeah. All right, moving on. Either turn the page or make a new subtitle. Now we're going to talk about the rhombus. Going to talk about the rhombus. Remember, the plural is not rhombuses. It's rhombi. Just for fun.
Yeah, just Rhombi.
All right, what would be an attribute for a rhombus? What would be a rule of a rhombus? Sit down. Spirit? It is a quadrilateral. I can tell that by looking at it. Has those 4 sides and 4 angles. Aiden, what else is an attribute for our rhombus? Come on, you're behind. It does have 2 sets of parallel sides. Yes. Show me with your arms 1 set of parallel sides. 1 set. No, that is not 1 set from our shape. Look at our shape and show me 1 set of parallel sides from our shape. So we have our top and bottom. Those are parallel. And we had a diagonal set. 2 sets of parallel sides. Very good. Continue working on your notes if you are still writing. What else is an attribute? Dorian, do you know?
I'm thinking of course like 4 corners or 4 angles.
Well, that goes with our quadrilateral. So quadrilateral is 4 sides and 4 angles. Ashley? Ashton, what do you think? Does that have any square corners? It is a polygon. We don't have a rule about square corners. Lainey?
But you could make a square. It just wasn't straight.
A square has to have 4 square corners. That shape does not have 4 square corners, so it cannot be a square. Kylie?
I don't know if this is true, but does the size have to be equal?
Nope. Hayden?
I think. I'm not sure, but all sides are the same length.
All sides are on a rhombus are all the same length. It is very similar to a square because a square also has all 4 sides that are the same length. But there are no square corners on a rhombus. So this all 4 sides are equal length. Barrett? It is a parallelogram because here's a rule of parallelogram, here's a rule of parallelogram, here's a rule of parallelogram. So yes, a rhombus is a parallelogram. Grayson. So it is a polygon, right? Ashlyn. So it's a polygon. Okay. So these are all the rules of a rhombus. Dorian? Go for it. Go for it.
How can you have 2 sets of parallel lines whenever it's like this and this?
So one set of parallel sides is top and bottom. We're used to that, right? Oh. So it looks like a diamond. It just looks like this, right?
Or the other way.
And again, Dorian, if I pick you up and turn you sideways, are you still Dorian?
Yeah. But if you could
My parallel sides are still there.
I thought like whenever it was like that, there was this side and this side.
Nope.
For both up there. And then there's this side for her. Yeah, but then they
We're talking about opposite sides. Parallel sides are always opposite. So this is opposite of this. Those are parallel. Okay? Don't get tricked by a shape being sideways. A lot of you talked about a diamond earlier. I imagine most of your diamonds look like this.
Yep.
Earlier I told you a diamond's not a shape. Why is a diamond not a shape? Lily?
Because it's always going to be a rhombus in any way it's turned.
What is this? No, it's not.
It's not a rhombus, it's a square.
It's a square. A diamond is not a shape because a diamond, what you guys think of as a diamond, is really just a sideways square.
Look, if you turn your head this way, you see the square.
Just a square. Some of you might think of this shape. This is a kite. That is the shape name.
Oh, really?
Really? No.
That's
but a diamond is not a 2D shape. Alright, please make sure you have your notebook out and open. Aiden, we pass out geo boards. Lenny, we pass out rubber bands, please.